Good afternoon, everyone. If I can just ask everyone to stand as we begin in a word of prayer. Almighty God, we pause in quiet reflection to offer this prayer for a successful event. As we gather here in the harbor of your safety, we thank you for fellowship and family. Into thy loving care, we place ourselves with confidence so that we may be guided according to the dictates of your will. Open our hearts and our minds so that we become even more receptive. We ask that you strengthen us, restore us, and inspire us with your love. Fill us with your peace so that as we journey onwards, we will pour out your love and grace to others and take your message to all the earth. Amen. Okay, thank you. You all may have your seats. Founder and General Manager of the Roots Foundation, Mr. M.T. Marsalwazi, Member of the Board, Ms. Hazel Cyrus, all Roots staff present, Director of the Spoken Word Organization, the Two Cents Movement, Mr. Darren Sandy, everyone who was invited and who came today, a great afternoon to you all, and welcome to this auspicious event. This is the Trinidad and Tobago Youth Poet Laureate and Roots Poetry Slam Launch 2023 to 2024. Now, you all may be wondering what you all are here for, what we have in store for you all this afternoon. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge that this is the last event for Cascadoo 2023, which the Roots Foundation collaborated with NALIS in having. So I'd like to acknowledge NALIS right now. Can we put our hands together for NALIS? Right, so you may be wondering, okay, this is the last event of Cascadoo. What exactly is Cascadoo? And what does Cascadoo have to do with the Trinidad and Tobago Youth Poet Laureate and Roots Poetry Slam? Cascadoo, or Cascadoo Caribbean New Voices International Festival of Spoken Word, started in 2013 out of Mr. M.T. Marsalwazi's experience at Brave New Voices back in 2008. After a series of discussions with Mr. Anthony Bansfield of Northern Griot Network and his visit to Trinidad and Tobago in 2012, MTMA's vision for an international spoken word festival became a reality. With the first installment of Cascadoo in 2013, Cascadoo Vocal, Voices of Canadian Artists Across Latitudes, we had Cascadoo. And we had it every year since then. So we would like to show a little video about Cascadoo.
No boy no afraid, no boy no afraid, no mic stand, no boy no afraid, no big stand, no boy no afraid, no boy no afraid, no boy no afraid, no mic stand, no boy no afraid, no big stand, no boy no afraid. Boy!
But we're not only representing Trinidad and Tobago at Brave New Voices, we're the only Caribbean team at Brave New Voices, and that's been true. Yeah?
My name is Emmanuel Gilman. I'm here with the Roots Foundation. We're in partnership with NALIS, that's the National Library. Give an hour coverage to the one state. Where I'm from, bodies job day and night while the police try to put up a fight to the different powers that be in my community. I mean, and here it's all love and unity, and if you're from the top, it's breathtaking. But if you're not from here, it might be on your last breath, so it's really breathtaking.
Hi, I always wanted to ask, how does it feel to be cancer? Yes, cancer, to make your mother sick, to be self-destruction to the earth, to be human, and use being human as an excuse to be a murderer.
This place is no fairy tale, not all harmony and rhyme. I come from a place where criminals govern us. It's a place full of beauty, green trees, blue seas, bacon shack, doubles and roti. It's a place.
Why are you staring at me with such trepidation? Does not my costume conform to the Bergenard tradition?
I am not your typical Bergenard. I was sent here on a mission to rescue the youth of Trinidad.
Fee, fi, fo, fum. Ask not when the giants come, why the groups of children frown, and why their grim face looks down. For here they have no space, because of their home, grim has become their face. Fear.
I will not bow down to racism. I will not bow down to
It's been great to be here. We're going to go home and continue to spread the word, let people know what it is that we experienced here in Trinidad, and to share our experience with all the rest of the members of Young, Gifted, and Black, to inspire them to want to make the trip in the future. And it's been a great trip so far. It's been an honor to be rolling with the B&B team and rolling with the Roots Foundation, and we look forward to building more in the future.
Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog.
Reason.
So guys, we're here. You know, I did a vlog inspired by you, know what this? Live in
But we also have the last poets. And the last poets used rap and poetry as a form of resistance. So what we know today as rap music and hip-hop came from the last poets. So in Trinidad, the enslaved Africans also had forms of protest. They would fight openly with the colonizers. They would have passive protest.
everybody clap. If you love what you see, make some noise.
Hey guys, just finished performing.
Yeah, nah, yeah, basically. Yeah, nah.
Thank you, New York.
Right, so that was Cascadoo 2018 and recently Cascadoo last year. And as you can see, it is an exchange of culture. And this year was no different. We visited several of the Nalus locations, exchanging our culture with the young people. And it is very important as one of our standpoints at Roots Foundation, an exchange of culture. And as I said before, today is the last event. So Roots Poetry Slam is usually held during Cascadoo, right? But today we decided to do things a little differently, and we're launching it at the end of Cascadoo. So a little bit about Roots Poetry Slam. Roots Poetry Slam, I have something to say. began in 2008 when Mr. M.T. Masalwazi was introduced to the spoken word poetry scene through the spoken word CD, The Underground Griot, produced by the Northern Griots Network. He reached out to Mr. Anthony and asked if he could introduce a spoken word slam to Trinidad and Tobago. So what is happening in Canada using a Trinidadian slant? And in 2008, Roots Poetry Slam became a reality. This slam was also Roots Foundation's entry into the Brave New Voices, 2008. One of our partners in TNT on the poetry scene attended our last Roots Poetry Slam. This is what she saw.
Last week, I attended the Roots Foundation Poetry Slam. It was amazing, and I just wanted to share that vibes with you all.
If you think that life is messed up, think it over. Because now picking up sticks have turned into picking up shells. Yes, I live in hell. This nursery rhyme was once a horror story. We even see it in our real lives. 1, 2, buckle your shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. 5, 6, pick up sticks. 7, 8, lay them straight. 9, 10, say it. Again 9, 10, say it. Again 9. This line revolves around my head like bullets from revolvers which pass through the heads of youth like 6 shots then kill France. Why? You see, we treated it like it's nothing. But I'm looking at this different. You see, it's either a kill or be killed. Just 5, 6. We sang this every day in preschool. And the new generation of youth are special. Their ability to adapt faster is incredible. So we created an army just by using brain control. Jeepers, creepers, it's scary, right? So I guess the new generation of youth will move from picking up sticks to picking up guns, to picking up rubs that go into weapons that hold more than 6. So slowly, revolvers will be out of the equation and everything is not normal because 15-year-olds are still being killed. Revolvers are the new night, sleep tight, no food for the worms, right?
The country conceals her face with makeup. On August 31st, she's the sweetest gal you ever see. Face card never declines in crime for a day. Scars phased along the country's face is faded. But like a sweet woman that take off all she make up, mascara comes off, massacre comes on.
Nobody wants to play with broken dolls, sweetie. At least that's what he said when his knuckles introduced themselves to her porcelain cheek. When his fingers gripped her neck so tight that the oxygen in the air and her lungs were about to become strangers.
Flesh blurred vision and blurry eyes, while wounds suckle till dry thirst once more. Once the essence of damnation is in your skin, you could run and hide, but every dog has his day and the devil will have hers with you tonight.
Because that's exactly what he was. Evolving is an art. This is a science. The process of dissecting a mask and prying it open. He was no politician, simply, falsely, promising perfection to seek to appease the masses. He was a diplomat, a man with tact and strategy, the kind of man to die in his devils before he danced with them.
With plastic bags bodies found, decayed in precipice, murder rates skyrocketing, economy corrupt and feeling inflamed with inflation. No work for the damn thing, so don't complain.
So what you just saw was snippets from the lightning round, or better known as the 1-minute round, and it was just rapid fire, like it was exciting. And what's cool is that Roots actually had 2 poets from Tobago who weren't able to be there physically, but they were still able to participate virtually. The inclusivity is amazing, and I really appreciate them for making that extra effort.
Yeah, so that joke. So there was this boy. And his name was not Jerry. Because Jerry was living in Aruba when the fee will go was a joke. Right? Brandon? Nah, don't believe him. His name is Isaiah. Right? This is the best jokes in jokes about yourself. Right?
The quality of performances were really good. I think the audience really enjoyed the poems. I know I enjoyed the poems. Isaiah and Jaron were co-host, which was cool. They were entertaining. Sharon did a Midnight Rubber poem, and I must say, he really knows how to move an audience, and the poem was just real solid and entertaining and fun to listen to.
Anything could happen, You know, you're not going to just come and do the best. Of course, you have a rubric. You pay attention to it as much as you can. There are things that I call easy points, 3 points, voice, eye contact, and guys 3 points. 2 notes that you have to take into consideration. When you try to find out, see everybody could write, right? You can make a safe assumption that everybody has the right to reach that point. So now it's all about, alright, what am I going to do on stage together with that direction to really connect and kind of make my piece stand out from the rest. Alright? In second place, Jabari Collins.
Wait Wait. You were too fast.
I'm moving too fast. In first place, Michelle Henry.
Over the years, I've been doing this slam and trying to really create opportunities for young people. So in the past, we have been taking them to a slam called Brave New Voices. Some of you may or may not have known about Brave New Voices. It's one of the biggest slam within the United States. It's like an Olympic style. Like I have 1 minute, I can do that 3 minutes. They will have good poems. This year, we did a bold move to go to New York to take Cascadoo, our local festival. So, together with what Gerald mentioned, the first, second, and third place winners will be going to New York in 2023, God's willing.
Hey, so we have the winner of the Roots Foundation Slam 2022 winner, Michelle Henry. You know this man when Bacano leave Slam too, this man just winning things. How are you feeling?
What is it? Like tell us, what is it? General. Happy. What I put up behind the scenes.
And here now the man who I'm inspired at the start, as Michael say, we thinking where he going with it, where he carrying the story, and boom, denial. Jeez, with the trophy. So you put the trophy follow. We just look at him run and like watch him go for the trophy now, boy, you understand? And then what he's going to do is bring the trophy back. Watch him. Bringing the trophy back. Yeah, come to us, yeah. I like that, right? Straight off, it's yours, right? It's going to go right here with the 2022 winner of the Roots Foundation Poetry Slam, right? So check out Roots Foundation page and support the vibe, support the youth. And if you're a youth yourself, come. Right.
Show is done, could not be happier. Hello, yes, Michelle Henry, our winner for the evening. Very proud of the young man, very proud of everybody who performed tonight, especially the 2 young ladies out in Tobago, because you know it's not an easy thing to go and perform in a studio when their competitors are live, but they did it nonetheless. Whoever is watching this, wherever this is for, I love you, and I hope you know, I hope you have a good day, good night, good evening, good everything. I hope you enjoy your life. Because nothing but health and prosperity towards your way. God's blessing. Amen.
Special thanks to Danica Thomas of Bacano Leaf. We can make some noise for Bacano Leaf. So as you see, the slam is nothing to joke about. The slam's serious. At this point, we would like to have a performance done by one of our calendar poets. He actually placed second in 2021, the Roots Poetry Slam in 2021. And fun fact, he began writing that same year and placed second in our slam. He is born and bred in the heart of Mount Lambert and has been getting opportunities with the Roots Foundation to travel into places such as New York, as you would have seen, to perform spoken word. I'd like to bring to the stage Mr. Brandon Butcher.
Thank you for that introduction. Born and bred in Mount Lambert. just had to shout it out, you know. Some people just come up and be like, I'm from Sawa. I'm from Marima. I say, let me start a little. I'm from Mount Lambert trend, you know. I say I try to think, you know. Nobody know where Mount Lambert is. But we go. I can put my community on the map. Yeah, no. Real people just come up and ball. Yeah, I'm from Sawa. Take. Nah, I'm from Mount Lambert. Yeah, man, yeah. So there's a little poem that I have here. Hope you all enjoy it. For 364 days of the year, the black man is the cause in the rise in the crime rate. He is a monster, ugly, Oreo, degenerate. For 364 days of the year, the black woman chases after man. She is deceiving, harmful, a threat because her womb is a holding cell for criminals. Oh, but just this one day, the black man's contributions are finally recognized. And he ought to take pride as his ancestors fought to be freed from a life of captivity. And after all is said and done, and all festivities are over, the African wear comes off, and black goes back to being a bother. This is the meaning of emancipation right here in TNT, where only once a year you celebrate and recognize me as being free. And well, for 364 days of the year, well, it's back to the drawing board. Back to the racial slurs and your socials. Back to stereotyping the poor. Back to black being the problem to all your problems, even the problems you cause. You see, Trinidad has terminal lucidity returning to mental clarity just the day before the holiday. So tell me, how could a society be so black conscious but suspended a doctor for a week after an embarrassing racial rant he broadcasted for the entire world to see, or pulling a certain punch product off the shelf for all but a couple days, only to return purchasing said product to quench your thirst on hot days, remembering all these said grievances all but on one day? Like that chicken company who used a drumstick shadow to replicate a fist on Emancipation Day. Support local, but lines in prestige long like your face on mornings long before you had your iced vanilla oat milk shake and espresso toasted. Now hold the whip. Now take it and break it on the backs of blacks as if for 364 days of the year. Now give them their freedom back for one day. You know what? Buy a dashiki, color it in the color of your favorite political party, and use a platform to talk about freedom as if for 364 days you helped anybody. Now raise your fist, hold it high, scream to the top of your lungs, black pride, as if for 364 days you then use said hand to snatch the freedom from my life, then use your mouth to shout, singing Africa unite, the same mouth you used to say I sure is the African man again. 364 days and nights, and this is how we celebrate emancipation in TNT, where only once a year you celebrate and recognize me as being free. Well, no more, because emancipation is not a holiday. It is a lifestyle. If you can't wear African clothing at least 4 times a year, don't come August the 1st representing an ancestral bloodline that you oppress every day, using our freedom as a marketing tool, our profit for gain. And if you don't understand our pain, keep my people festive ways out of your mouth.
Wow. Can we give it up again for Brandon? He only started right into a few months before he placed second in Islam. Great piece. Today's event would not be possible without Urban Word New York. I'd like to now bring greetings from Urban Word New York.
Hello, my name is Chanel Gabriel. I'm the Executive Director at Urban Word, and just want to say congratulations on this inaugural moment, this inaugural announcement of the Trinidad and Tobago Youth Poet Laureate Program. So Urban Word is the founder of the National Youth Poet Laureate Program here in the United States. It started out in New York City as a local title, which has since expanded to partnering with organizations across the country as well as across the world, clearly, right? To be able to celebrate young people who display poetic excellence as well as excellence as leaders, as community members and community organizers. So this title is not just about poems, it's also about people who care about what's going on in the world around them. And we see that, and we're so excited to partner with the Roots Foundation. Thank you so much, Antima, for being such a great champion for this program. It happening in Trinidad and Tobago, my original native land. I'm first generation American. My whole family's from Trinidad, from San Juan, and it means a lot to me to see this day where youth voice get a new platform. And so, for those of you that are not familiar with Urban Word, please don't hesitate to visit www.urbanword.org to learn more about the work we do. We continue to champion youth voice through poetry, the arts, through leadership opportunities, as well as through this program. And we see that you all are doing that work at the Roots Foundation, and we're so excited to partner with you all on this. So those of you that, whoever gets the title, but also just know that you are all a part of this poetry community that spans the globe, not just the United States, but we are pushing into other places right now. We are working on a Youth Poet Laureate program in Pakistan, and that's just the beginning of this. We're going to make sure we we have this program throughout the Caribbean to allow folk that young people that are doing amazing work to be celebrated through this title and to continue that work with the title. So know you have a family here in New York City. If you're ever in town, please make sure you reach out to myself and my staff and my family here, because we would definitely love to have you perform at one of our open mics or one of our events. But with all that said, just want to say congratulations on this momentous inaugural title, inaugural program being launched here in Trinidad and Tobago. Please have a wonderful day, and thank you for partnering with us. Congratulations.
If anyone knows Mr. Solwazi, you will know that he is big on building and maintaining relationships, especially when it comes to Roots Foundation. At Cascade is 10 in New York, 2022, Mtimo worked very hard to make connections as he wanted to expand Roots Foundation's work to other US-based groups. He connected with Sion, the poet, and J. Rose, and did 2 separate interviews with them. According to him, those interviews set the stage for him to negotiate with other groups such as Art in the Park and Urban Word New York, as you would have seen. Coming out of the Urban Word New York discussions, all held via WhatsApp, Roots Foundation successfully secured a partnership to host the first ever Youth Poet Laureate in Trinidad and Tobago. And for Urban Word, it's their first ever Youth Poet Laureates outside of the US. So can we please make some noise for this great achievement, not just for Trinidad and Tobago, but for Urban Word New York. So, as I introduce to you our first Youth Poet Laureate of Trinidad and Tobago, he is an established contemporary arts performer with a background in debate, dance, and the literary arts. The artist hails from a community he often writes on. His entry into youth work began at the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago Parliament at the tender age of 11 during a joint select committee debate. It is within this confidence in his voice that allowed him to champion N-Toto Keys 2019 as team captain for Raise the Bar 2019. He also won, as you would have seen, Roots Poetry Slam 2022, and he was a finalist in the First Citizens National Poetry Slam 2023. He proxies his passion for spoken word as an artist with the 2 Cents movement, and he creates innovating change through youth throughout the Trinidad and Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the Youth Poet Laureate of Trinidad and Tobago, Michelle Henry.
Bless everyone. First and foremost, I'm very humbled, and it's surely a blessing to receive this honorary mantle. It is also a blessing to see Trinidad and Tobago regarded such highly when it pertains to poetry and spoken word by extension. Let me just say that it would be highly remiss of me if I did not give my regards to the mentors God has placed in my life to guide me along the way, some being Darren Sandy, Mtima Salwazi, for carrying out the mantle within the youths of Trinidad and Tobago, and by extension, they themselves getting to execute what you all have placed on our lives. The job of the poet is normally deemed as relaying stories that are close to the poet's heart. But most importantly, I think the job of the poet is to tell the stories of others, placing yourself in the shoes that are foreign to you and going far beyond to relay the stories of others to the best of the poet's ability. This is the true job of the poet, living a life of being called to action, being aware of what goes on around them. I think anything other than this is not fully completing the role of what the job of the poet is. The external work further exchanges itself into internal changes for the listeners' ears who have been grabbed by the poet. This mentality is what will encourage me to keep the mantle burning. Blessings to all. I think it would be remiss of me if I didn't do a little poem. So I have here a poem for you. Watch how they had to accept how nice we does speak. We don't exclude nothing when we talking. We does just exit. We is experts for how much people we Trini accent can reach. We accent is the axis in which does cause this world to twirl. This world had to accept how we does access anything we want. In Trinidad, we don't say, "Can I have that, please?" In Trinidad, we just say, "Give me that day," and we mean that in the most polite way. When we tongue hit the roof of our mouth and produce that song, it does remind us that we are home, and home is not saying San Juan, is Sawa. And it's not girl, is gyal. And it's not man, is dog. Not D-O-G, but D-A-W-G. We as G's in this country shifted every letter of words in the English dictionary. You see how nice we accent does make we look? Fresh, top notch. Like we Trinidadians get fitted by the best. We just look blessed from the sole of we feet to the crown top. When we Trinidadians speak, it's like wearing a pair of Prada on we feet. We just feel proud of that. Because every nice word that we Trinidadians hear does look exactly like the clothes that we does wear. We Trinidadians clean to the T. It's more than 23 reasons why we is the 10th loveliest accent in the world. When we Trinidadians talk, it does look like if we wearing on a pair of Jordan 23s. Because when foreigners hear we for the first time, They might jump. Man, if we language was silent, it would have be high in D. Man, how we talk, that's how we looking stylish. No rubber ding ding. When we talk, it is just how we looking like we wearing all nice thing. We Trinidadians fresh to death, soaked in. Our soul ins, we set to impress. Our speech can make we win any beauty contest. Watch our had no choice but to confess we had the best accent. Bless, yes. But what happens in Trinidad when a man mistakenly mash your nice Nike? Or dab his sweaty hands across your now by white tee? You ever hear our Trinidadian the song when we get ticked off? Does our accent still have we looking nice? I see Trinbagonians get angry and boy, they do it just like Nike. However it come out, it came out. Words that emit scary in a type of way. If a foreigner hear how we does speak when we get mad, I sure they does feel to run away. Trinidad, look at us on the runway. If what we say was what we wear, I could imagine the scares outsiders would face when they see what we wear. Look at how when we talk bad, we just be looking like we wearing on some old Levi's. And we lose all our fit-ons, and each and every one of our Louis Vuittons can hold up with jeans. Watch how we unclip the clip-ons. Every cargo goes to sunder, and if we keep using our accents to talk vulgar, we go need a car door in our lives to give we good clothes. Then we go wonder why when we use our accents for bad, we just be looking like walking wardrobes. We accents supposed to step out in array. Instead, we looking like Angel from TikTok when the wings that we have could make we fly away. So what to do? Remember that we tongue different. And we diaphragm in Trinidad that express a sound different. Express yourself. So don't be carefree. Using your beautiful accent God sent carelessly. So take your time and pull back the words from what could be. And look how nice we looking when we speak positively. Accent fresh in the TNT. God bless. God bless. God bless. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Can we give another round of applause for this young man? He not only talks the talk, he walks the walk. He participated in Her Story, Our Story campaign for the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. He's also part of the Migrant Awareness Issues From Pan to Poets, a 3-part video series featuring 3 pairs of poets highlighting topics related to the interactions and relationships between the Venezuelan migrants and the locals through spoken word poetry. In his spare time, he also is the co-facilitator for We Write spoken word workshops, spoken word coach and judge, and creatively hosts SEA secondary entrance assessment prep workshops and SEA graduations. He is really, truly the embodiment of what we were looking for the TNT Poet Laureate. So now we have a performance by Urban Word New York.
Make some noise for the poets of Urban Word!
Hi, ladies, and welcome to How to Get Catcalled 101. The first step is, of course, to wake up in the morning and get dressed. I put on my t-shirt, sweatpants, tank top, skirt, smile on my outfit, but know someone else will like it more. So match it with my new force, new bite, new face, new tone, and get ready to go. Sing a little song to remember your keys, whistle, knives, taser. Keys, whistle, knives, and taser, knives and taser. I pray, please don't let weird men talk to me today. But God must be a man because they do every single day. Step 2, out the door to explore Queens, Bronx, Harlem, Brooklyn, but then you can sense it. He's already undressing your t-shirt, sweatpants, tank top, skirt with his eyes, and suddenly Queens, Bronx, Harlem, Brooklyn doesn't feel like home anymore. His voice at every new corner now. Words echoing like old enough to bleed, old enough to breed. You know what they say about big lips. Let me take your clothes off, baby. Please, just send me something. Hold a little closer your keys, whistle, knives, taser, or just pull up and down cover. T-shirt, sweatpants, tank top, skirt, forget your fart, bite, face, tone, and just feel alone. You're eye candy for old men. Every day for them gets to be Halloween. Feel yourself transform into both the meat and the zookeeper in a city full of animals, maybe.
He didn't mean it that way. Maybe my sweatpants couldn't hide the curves that make me look too woman enough to be a girl.
I feel 10 again. The first time I had a man grab me on the same neighborhood streets. And I am all fear, I am all whore, all bitch, all slut, and I know nothing but his words burning into my skin. My mother told me to keep control of my emotions so people don't see me as weak. So I cause fury like the ocean, but clearly the only thing waving is my skirt. The words echo through mine as they won't go in his. Through one ear and out the other. But all he hears is take advantage of me.
But there's nothing that you can do. You were born female, so you were born as food for hungry men.
And that concludes How to Get Catcalled 101.
Class dismissed.
Hi, boys. Welcome to Why to Catcall 101. Class dismissed.
Right. So, performance by Urban Word. We can make some noise for the performance. As I said before, we at Roots Foundation find it very important to build and maintain relationships. Bringing remarks is Mr. Darren Sandy. Mr. Sandy is a Trinbagonian spoken word poet and artistic director. He uses arts for entertainment, education, and upliftment. Mr. Sandy is a former National Poetry Slam title holder in Trinidad and Tobago 2021. He founded Creative Writing Educational Hub, Cool Creatives 2020, and Performing Arts NGO, the Keys Foundation, in 2011. Sandy is the current director of the spoken word organization, the Two Cents Movement. Mr. Darren Sandy.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. All protocols observed. Just bringing some greetings on behalf of the Two Cents Movement and the Keys Foundation, by extension, to Performing Arts NGOs. And just want to congratulate Roots on this partnership and collaboration with the Urban Word organization. And I really believe that it will foster a great opportunities, not just for Michelle and the cadre of poets with the Roots Foundation at the moment, but for poets in the future. We are seeing the results of that lack of voice and that lack of ability to express self in so many different ways in society. And spoken word poetry is one opportunity whereby youth could really learn healthy ways to express themselves. So the work that the Roots Foundation is doing through the Cascadoo Festival and through collaborations such as this particular one, that kind of work remains very important in just advancing Trinidad and Tobago, advancing Trinidad and Tobago's youth. And I wish them all the best in this endeavor, and we commit to support in whatever way that we can. And I'm looking forward to the journey of the first Youth Poet Laureate in Trinidad and Tobago. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sandy. So one of the ways we like to further poetry, spoken word poetry here is through the Roots Poetry Slam. I have something to say. So this is the launch of our Roots Poetry Slam. So we're just gonna play a video to launch it. right. So I hope I have those dates written down. The preliminaries will be held on September the 8th. The semifinals, which is September the 8th, is International Literacy Day. The semifinals will be held on World Children's Day, November 20th, and the grand finals will be on February 7th, 2024, which is World Read Aloud Day. So this is our launch of the Roots Poetry Slam 2023-2024. That brings us to the end of this launch. But before we go, I'd like to invite the founder of Roots Foundation, Mr. M.T. Masalwazi, to bring closing remarks.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Josan. Let's say it for Josan, please. I am a sort of sentimentalist. When I started youth work many years ago, it began through the Trinidad Youth Council. And one of the things they do is they celebrate International Youth Day, August 12th. And today is International Youth Day. Hence the reason why Cascado is always held in the week of International Youth Day. The Friday of Cascado, before it ends because whenever the 12th fall, you cannot run it. So the Friday is usually Word in the Yard. And we were so blessed that this year that the UN designated the 11th of August as World Steel Pan Day. And I think we should give ourselves a round of applause for that achievement. So we didn't have the traditional word in the yard where we go to a pan yard, but what we did, we spent the earlier part of Friday at the St. Jude's School for Girls. And we had performances by Emmanuel Joseph, I hope I pronounced his full name correctly, and a gentleman by the name of Daryl, right, plays a beautiful medley on the steel pan, a repertoire of songs. And we also had spoken word performances and the Peregrine art performances. And in the night, I spent the evening in Woodford Square for the launch of World Steel Pan Day. But we're not here to talk about World Steel Pan Day. Today is the launch of Roots Poetry Slam. Today is the launch of our Youth Poet Laureate. And I want to really give a lot of respect to Michelle, right? As I was telling him before the program started, in the discussions over the last year with Urban Word, he checked all the boxes for what they asking for as a Youth Poet Laureate. All the boxes he checked, as you have heard in his bio. And I want to encourage Michelle to continue in that vein. I want to encourage the other poets right here in Youth Foundation and in Trinidad and Tobago to continue, because we have something to say as the tagline for Roots Poetry Slam, and the world wants to hear us. Right? So I want to thank you all for coming out. We're looking forward to, so you all remember the dates, right? The launch is today, International Youth Day. The preliminaries is what? September the 8th for what? In International Literacy Day, right? Then we have the semifinals on the 20th of November for World Children's Day. And we have any finals on World Read Aloud Day. Now, World Read Aloud Day is always the first Wednesday in February. So the date will always change. Not this year, in 2024, the first Wednesday, the 7th, right, of February. And we're trying to keep these, but this is a new thing we're doing now. And this is also to propel that relationship with NALIS, because NALIS is also big on celebrating World Read Aloud Day, International Literacy Day, and Children's Day. So we hope to get more participation from across the nation through the schools, and we're looking forward to your support. I want to thank Darren Sandy
always a big supporter, no matter what hat he's wearing, right? He's always a big supporter of not just Roots Foundation, but for anything positive in this country, and of course, anything creative. So, with that said, we officially launch Roots Poetry Slam 2023-2024 and our National Youth Poet Laureate. Thank you very much.